What's up, guys? In this 40k thoughts video, I'll be giving my thoughts and a little bit of experiences on using the Sagitaur from the Leagues of Votann. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy. Now, starting off, we're going to go over the datasheet like I've done with the previous videos. A Sagitaur costs 95 points to field. One of them has a transport capacity of 6 Leagues of Votann infantry models, which this is relevant because really there's only 2 units that you can transport within it, that being Hearthkin Warriors or Chthonian Berserks. Now, to point out with Hearthkin Warriors, for those of you who may not know, Sagittars, when transporting Hearthkin Warriors, cannot transport the whole unit, but they can actually split the unit in half. It's similar to the Adepta Sororitas with their immolators, or with how they can take Dominion squads, split them in half, and you can have five of the Dominions in the immolator and then 5 on foot. But going down into its data sheet, Sagitaur has 12 inches of movement, has 9 toughness, a 3-up save, 9 wounds, 7-up leadership, and 2 OC. So overall, it's not the tankiest vehicle in the world, but it's on par with the general profile of, say, a Rhino or a Razorback or an Impulsor. Your more dedicated transport style profile for Space Marines. With regards to range weapon profiles, it has it has the options of a high-las beam cannon, a L7 missile launcher, Mater autocannon, Sagitaur missile launcher, and then it comes standard equipped with twin bolt cannons. As you can see in the little image, that they have 2 bolt cannons on the bottom, and then the top gun that's on the top of the Sagitaur is what you change out. Overall, for the options that the Sagitaur does have, all of them look fairly solid, and they do fill a certain niche. You wanna have your Sagitaur be capable of helping take down tanks and tougher things. Give it the high-las beam cannon, and this thing can actually really punch into something and possibly seriously hurt it. You want it to be a bit more, I guess you could say, general purpose. Take the missile launcher, the L7 missile launcher plus Sagitaur missile launcher, and you have a more general profile of weapon suite with the bolt cannons plus the missile launchers. And you could target infantry, whether that be chaff, slightly more elite infantry, or you could even attempt to try to shoot them into toughness 9 or toughness 10 vehicles and plink off wounds. And then, of course, the Mater autocannon is just a solid anti-infantry, anti-elite shooting gun profile, being its assault and sustained hits 1. As I've said before, when comparing the Leagues of Votann to Space Marines, one of the biggest issues that the Votann have as an army is that they're a more mid-range army, with the highest range weapons probably getting somewhere between 36 inches to maybe 48 inches, but the weapons that have 48 inches of range are more rare than they are common. But going into its abilities, it has Blistering Advance, which allows you to disembark units from the Sagitaur if it has made an advance move. Overall, it's pretty solid if you want to get the Hearthkin Warriors on an objective really, really quickly, and you don't really intend for them to move once they're on that objective and they sticky it, at least during that turn. For some unit, like for the Chthonian Berserks, it's a little less useful because you'd want them to still be eligible to maybe make a charge or move. So that may not be terribly helpful for Chthonian Berserks. I know compared to how the Sagitaur used to be in the Index, the Sagitaur during its Leagues of Votann Index was toughness 10, if I'm not mistaken, and it used to have Scouts 6. So it actually had the ability to really zoom up the board fast and kind of be relatively speaking, hard to take down, all things considered. Moving into thoughts, expanded thoughts on the Sagitaur. I think overall the model looks really, really good, if not amazing. And if you aren't a fan of it has wheels and you want it to have treads, or you want it to be a half track, you could very easily kit bash treads onto the back half, 2 sets of 2 wheels, or give it full tracks. It's definitely doable. With regards to its capabilities as a vehicle, I think that overall the Sagitaur is a very solid transport, even if what it transports and how much it can transport is awkward and limiting. It's really solid as that. It's also a solid little gun platform, something akin to, as I said before, Razorbacks for Space Marines, how they can transport a relatively speaking small number of models, but can be kitted out with guns that actually can kind of punch up and help contribute. As I said in the previous slide, the fact that the Sagitaur can split Hearthkin Warriors into 2 units of 5 does help stretch out your points allotment. If for whatever reason you decided to take 2 units of Hearthkin Warriors and you wanted both of them to be split, you take 2 Sagitaurs. Now you have 4 units of 5 Hearthkin Warriors and 2 Sagitaurs able to help provide fire support. Alternatively, if you don't want to use 2 units of Hearthkin Warriors, or you want to use Hearthkin Warriors but you don't want to split them, you can take a Sagitaur, have it transport your Chthonian Berserks, and act as fire support for them, so that way they can't or don't just immediately get shot by anything that maybe wants to poke its head out in the open and shoot at them. They have to also concern themselves with the Sagitaur and whatever else may be within range of them. Now, a point of criticism is very well is the Sagitaur could be considered a bit expensive for what it does. 95 points for a transport that transports an awkward amount of models and it's gun options, it's war gear options for its guns are really solid and really good. Some could consider that that's not worth the points cost, but to that extent, as I've shown here in the unit comparison, I do think that it's pretty congruent and not abnormal for a vehicle like the Sagitaur to cost 95 points, have an awkward model transport capacity, and have solid guns and overall be pretty solid, because Space Marines have the Razorback. It's not just Space Marines have the Razorback. Grey Knights have it as well. They make use of it. It works out really well for them, more for its debuffing rule. And then, of course, Immolators for the Adeptus Sororitas are very useful because you can split Dominion squads and then zoom the Dominions with the special weapons, like with Meltaguns, up the board and just blast things pretty early on. Now, getting into my experiences, I've used 2 Sagitaurs in an Oathband army during the Leagues of Votann Index. Both of them are used to split 2 units of 10 Hearthkin Warriors into a total of 4 units of 5 Hearthkin Warriors, and I found that it was overall pretty solid, though back in the Index, as I said, their datasheet was a little bit different, and they used to have scouts, and they were had 1 more toughness. Currently, post-Codex launch, I've used 1 Sagitaur in a Brandfast Oathband army. It was used to split Hearthkin Warriors, and because this is relevant, I was playing against a coterie of the conceited Emperor's Children army against my friend Brody. Overall, the Sagitaur was pretty solid. It was a little gun platform. I was able to nestle away for a little bit before I got charged. It was overall really solid, helped provide some extra fire support. Though, as of now, I'm trying out a knee guard Oathband list that doesn't have any Sagitaurs in it. So, take that with what you will. That isn't me admitting to that it's a bad model. I think the Sagitaur, for what it is actually pretty good, especially seeing how its peers are pretty on par or fairly similar to it, either in points cost, stats, war gear options, and like use cases. I do think that the Sagitaur is in line with other options, though I do know the point of contention is that other armies like Space Marines, like the Sisters Battle, do have some more options, or maybe a little bit more flexibility or overall usefulness in their ability. And as of yet, I have not played against another Votann army, so I don't have any experience dealing with them. As I've said, something similar as I've said before with the Hecaton Land Fortress. In my friend group, I'm the only one who plays Leagues of Votann, and I'm really the only one who plays Black Templars and Chaos Space Marines. I have a friend who's looking to get into Warhammer 40k. He's looking to play the Imperial Guard, so I'm not going to be dealing with it there, and I'm not likely to. I've only ever dealt with Grey Knights, Emperor's Children, Necrons, and Tau. But with that, guys, I want to thank you all for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, consider liking it. If you didn't, then feel free to dislike it. It's up to you. But what kind of experiences have you had with the Sagitaur, either using it back in the Index or during their Codex now? And what kind of experiences have you had dealing with the Sagitaur? Have you found it to be an annoying transport that can act as a good fire support bed for Chthonian Berserks, for Hearthkin Warriors, or for other units within a Votann army? Let me know what your experiences are with it. As always, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more content like this in the future. To that point, once again, liking the video does help. Liking and sharing it does help me know that you guys are interested in this. But yeah, with that, guys, I hope you're having a great time wherever you may find yourself, whether you're at work, at home, at school, or on vacation. Hope you're having a great time. And if things aren't going well, or you're currently being rained out like how I am, of the sudden rainfall, hope things turn around, and I know they will. But until the next time, guys, see you next time. Peace.